We do want to share quite an incredible story with you now. It was a few weeks ago that a 22-year-old college student who also works as a nanny, voluntarily donated part of her liver to the 16-month-old child she'd been hired to look after. Kirsten Miles is that nanny. She joins us now from Wall Township, New Jersey. Kirsten, how did this happen? Tell me about when you met the baby and how it sort of unfolded from there.
So I met the family through one of my best friends, has known the family for a while. And going into it, I knew that Talia was sick, and I didn't know like the complete background of everything, but I knew that she was recently put on the liver transplant list. And so I guess about 2 weeks into it, I started doing the research just on my own. I didn't really say anything to anyone. And then I knew my blood type I used to donate blood whenever I could because it didn't bother me. And so I found out that my blood type was compatible with hers. And to be honest, the surgery and all the testing didn't seem that intense, I guess. So I talked to my mom about it and told her all the research I did. And then I went forth with talking to the parents.
So obviously you went through quite a bit of a process here. When did you actually make the decision that this was something you were going to do?
I only did research for, I guess, not less than a week. So it was 3 weeks in when I decided I wanted to get tested. And then the testing was a long process, but through it all, I knew that I wanted to donate. As long as they told me I was a match, I was ready to donate.
And why did you feel the need to do this?
I mean, Talia at the time was only about 9 months old. And so on her end, she couldn't really tell anyone that she was sick, and she couldn't ask for help or tell anyone that she was on the liver transplant list or anything like that. And she was just one of the happiest babies. And to see someone that internally was so sick inside and then still just like happy all the time, it didn't seem like a big sacrifice to potentially, and I actually went through with it, but to save a life.
So what did your mom say when you brought it up with her?
So my mom, I actually don't remember exactly, but I remember when I brought it up to her, I told her I told her about all the research. So before I even let her ask me anything, I kind of put it all out on the plate and told her everything I had found out. She knew that I was a giving person. Any person that's asked her since the surgery, she says she wasn't really surprised by it because I like to help others. She was a little nervous, but she didn't get nervous until right before the surgery came up.
And what about Talia's parents? Because they must have been surprised.
Yeah, when their immediate reaction, they were obviously like taken aback by it. And so obviously like happy, but her immediate response was she wanted me to talk to my parents. She wanted to make sure I knew what I was getting into and that they were just thankful that I offered for it. But throughout the whole process, I checked in with them and I told them when I had visits and all the results and everything, but they never were really, they kind of, I guess, didn't want to make me pressured at all. So they kind of stood back a little bit and let me be the first one to let them know about the testing and everything. But they've been supportive and they've just been such a great family, and the entire time they've been there for me.
How is your recovery, and how about Talia?
So I was in the hospital for 5 days and Talia was in the hospital for 9 days, which is a very short time for the recipient. And we've both been doing great. I've been recovering a little slower than Talia, but it hasn't been too much. I have to take it slow, and but I've been off my medicine for about a week now, and Talia's been off all her medicine except for her anti-rejection medicine since she's been home. And I saw her yesterday, and she's walking around better than she was before the surgery, and she feels the scar a little bit if her stomach's out, but she's amazing. You would have no idea that anything was wrong with her. She's just a happy baby now, running around, and everything's back to normal.
Kirsten Miles, thank you for joining us, and good on you. What an incredible story, and what an incredible sacrifice you've made.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, have a good day.
You too.